Hello, everyone. I'm back. Need to try to reconnect with Tawney here. Let's see. Okay. Connecting with Tawney. There we go.
We made it. We on. Oh, we love a good tech issue.
Oh, yes. How's it going?
Dude, I'm so good. It's a beautiful day out in Ojai. I just went and did a meadow walk with my kid, ate some lunch, and I get to hang out with you and all the peeps. So I'm excited. A good day.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited. Hold on. I have to fix this. Okay. Yes, I'm excited. Excited we're here. Thanks for joining. Oh, I burned sage too, just for you.
Yes. You know me so well, huh?
Yes.
Dude, I'm so excited. I feel like I've been on this like live tangent.
You
going live, go live.
You've been
go
live like every day, I feel like.
I know. You know, it's like on one hand, I'm like, it's so much more like effective for my time right now. Like I can get so much more done than I need to going live than doing all the posts that I have. So
yeah.
But it's fun. It makes it more fun. I'd rather go live than like write a post about something.
I like doing lives. I think the first live I did, it was just me and that was awkward. I don't know how you do it. I feel like you're so good at like talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Like someone's there. I'm not good at that. I get stage fright. I'm like, all right, thanks for joining. Bye.
Yeah, you're like, hey, gotta go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I know, it's funny. It's like I literally tell people all the time, it's like I get so nervous. I get so scared. Like even right now, like my hands are super shaky. I feel like a weird thing in my throat and my tummy, you know?
Right.
And it's like I've shared a lot of this in the community, but it's like that feeling of fear or like nervousness or like, oh, I'm like just trying to look at it as like excitement. Like I'm super excited. That's like why I have the feelings, but I get scared every time going live, talking.
Yeah.
Do it anyway though.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I know, we have a lot coming
Hi.
in. Now I'm getting stage fright.
Yeah, right? Take
Hello.
a breath.
Okay, well, awesome. I'm glad you're here. Do you have coffee?
Booyah! Ice mocha for shout out to Love Social.
Oh, yay. I did not do local. I went next door to Starbucks, but I got something new. I got a hipster chai, and it honestly reminds me of when I lived in Portland.
That's cute.
It's chai latte with espresso, so dirty chai, but with white mocha in it. And I don't know what it is about it, but I was like, this is 100% hipster, and I can't even explain why.
Yeah, you're like, all right, we here.
Yes. Well, awesome. So we're gonna be talking a lot about inner work, which I feel like you're so passionate about, so great talking about. I was gonna send you like notes, but then I figured, no, you're so good at talking about this already.
Freestyle
it. Flow off you.
Okay, cool. All the things about inner work.
Well, first, let me say who you are, what you do. Who's Tawney?
Hi, my name's Tawney Allen. I love doing that. So my name's Tawney. I'm the founder of Ventura County Business Women. That's kind of like what I'm known for, I think, right now. My background is in social media marketing, so more focused on like the organic side of marketing. So finding all the loopholes, how to grow your business on social media without spending money on ads. So it's what I have specialized in. I kind of moved away from like the management side of like running social media and went into more consulting. And then as like Ventura County Business Women grew, and I got a whole thing about inner work on that. As that kind of grew, I stopped really like taking on marketing clients. I have a couple where I consult them. But now like what I do for my work is I'm really supporting like women that are in business and their personal lives, really tapping into like their power, their truth, their alignment to then go create. And then there's logistics that I know how to do. We're really big into like AI, crypto, kind of using that Web3, how to, in real life, build out some businesses. So there's a whole lot of things. But I feel like I do a lot of stuff, but it all ends up like being the same thing together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a little bit of everything, like each passion you have that kind of correlates everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, I started Ventura County Business Women 2018. And I think like the first like couple years of my business, I had Tawney Marketing, and I've been in a personal development conversation since I was 19. I'm about to turn 30 in July. And it was, my first like bit of transformation work was very like point blank, black or white. It was like accountability, integrity, stuff like that. It wasn't really like a spiritual conversation. And I loved all that work. It made huge difference in my life. Yeah. And then maybe around like 23 when I was starting, or like, no, that'd be like, 23, when I was starting my marketing company and just had my daughter, that personal development started to change to like spiritual, right? So I started getting interested in tarot cards and crystals and all the things, and I felt really weird about it, right? Like, here I am, I have the Ventura County Business Women networking group. It was just a Facebook group at the time. It wasn't what it is now. I was doing marketing, but I was working with people that wanted results. So I was showing up very like professional. Hi, my name's Tawney. I have it all together, all figured out.
Yeah.
Not really.
But just how we all try to be, I feel like, when we're first starting a business.
Yeah, absolutely, right? And I think like for a while, up until like the last couple of years, I was very private about my spiritual journey, what that meant for me. So I kept it very away from business, right? 2021 comes, I have my first experience with plant medicine, and it like totally woke me up, right? So 2021, I took like pretty much the whole year off to not work. I did what I needed to do so I could pay my bills.
Right.
But I just like focused on taking care of myself, coming up into my power. I had this whisper that was like, this cannot be it for me. Like, this cannot. Like, I went through all this stuff and this is all I get. That's crazy to me. So it opened me up for this like whole new path. And now, if you know me, it's like everything about me is like inner work, business growth. There's like, it goes hand in hand together.
I love it. And it's been so cool to like even watch you from when I first met you in the group, because I started, was it 2020?
Yeah.
I think it was like right when the shutdown happened. Yeah. And I was starting to leave my job because 2020 just kind of halted it.
Yeah, you still had a job, huh?
Yes, I was working at Ventura. My job, my 6-hour week job because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I still had a job and I was building my career, and that's when I met you. And I feel like the group around that time started to like really take off for you, and seeing all the changes have been so cool.
Yeah, and it's, and I think that's like the importance of inner work, right? Like, I'm building a name for myself, and I think it's like I'm building the name, but more so of like the community. And I think what I'm building with Ventura County Business Women, like, is it so original? Not fucking really, okay? It's a networking group that's like,
original though. Okay,
it doesn't seem like original. I'm like, no one, like, how is no one else doing this? But you know what I'm saying? Okay, let me say that a different way then. When I look at other networking groups, maybe more focused if they're women, right? Because I think naturally women do this. Other networking groups, they do have like this essence of, they do want to take care of the professional and the personal. I just think I'm the only one at the current moment that is heavily saying, if you want personal and professional development, come here.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's like, it's not a unique thing in what I'm doing. It's a unique flavor, I think, because of how many people are a yes to it. right? Like if it was just Tawney running a Facebook group, which is like inner work, business growth, and it was just me, it'd kind of be like, all right, you know, but now I'm attracting, we're about to hit 2,000 people in the Facebook group.
So cool.
Oh my God, right? And I really think that who I've become, who I'm becoming, is attracting like-minded people, but with very diverse backgrounds, right? Like I accept so many people in where they're like, we have people that are 21, we have people that are 75, every background in between, right? But they're all committed to connection, empowerment, expansion. They want to grow their business in a way that feels good instead of that traditional, like, yeah, I have it all figured out, but I'm fucking dying inside. Like,
Yeah.
my girls don't want that life anymore. So
No.
it's like this super attractive group. Like, what are y'all doing? What's happening? Like, you know, it's not even about me anymore. It's like the community is speaking for itself because people care about their inner work.
Yeah, they do. And I feel like it's the only group. So the first coffee and was it the first one? It was the first one. The first like new coffee and connection you had with like the table set up,
Yeah.
speaker. I literally had a crying breakdown in front of everyone. And like, what other networking group can I do that in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, you know, that gave me full body chills, you know, if you were there, you know, because Mariah was not going to come. And then it was a whole thing. And I was like, dude, that would be fucking crazy if you were not there at this first event, right? So she ended up showing up and she shared it. It was beautiful, right? And then that's kind of my point is like whatever people are dealing with, because everybody is, it's going to make me cry a little bit. But not in a bad way. Just like I'm moved by what I get to do, you know, because it's like, I know people are in pain and suffering. I know that, like the work that I do for soul work, right? Like that's what I deal with is people coming out of their pain and suffering, but they're committed to creating their life. So I get to see a lot of beautiful magic. But even in the community, it's like, you know, just to make it more personal, I guess, when I had that huge life transition in 2021, like I already thought I was a piece of trash. Like I thought I was unworthy. I thought I was undeserving. I thought that I was alone and that I didn't belong, right? Like that is my natural stuff. Like every other human being, they just have different flavors of what of those pain points are, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
And here I was, still a part of me fighting for like, this cannot be it. Like I can't experience this much pain and suffering, and this is as good as it's gonna get for me. Like I'm just not willing to accept that. So as I've dove into my inner work, right, like I'm like, oh yeah, dude, this shit's hard. Creating a life that you love is hard in the aspect of it takes something to look at why you don't have the life that you love, right? Yeah. So when I look at why didn't I have a life that I love? I was overweight. I was in an environment that I felt that I really didn't belong, that I couldn't be who I wanted to be. I was on eggshells, right? Just like every area of my life, it was like, I don't even know what the fuck this is, right?
Yeah.
So as I've gone to develop my inner work and like rebuild my life from that space of alignment, it's like the pain and suffering doesn't ever go away. So how do I build a community that honors that? That we have really amazing moments, huge successes, life is opening up, magic is happening, but also there are going to be times in our life as business women or, you know, regular human beings where shit's gonna hit the fan and we like have to be able to be a community and be like, ooh, I'll hold you, I see you, I got you.
I love that. And I love that you built that for us. It's so stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking, it's kind of it's like still unbelievable to me. My life is very unbelievable.
I love that. I love that you feel like your life is unbelievable and that you really have built something that you've been working towards and working on yourself. And what quote? I feel like I wrote it down. Can't remember. Dang it. It was like about filling your cup and no, not filling your cup. Oh shoot. It's gonna hit me what it was.
Trust that it comes back.
Dang it. Oh, it was so good. That was about filling your cup fills everything else, or
yeah, pretty much.
like a way more spiritual way than what I just said.
Well, taking what you're saying about a cup, don't know if this is direction you're going, but here we are. Filling your cup. Okay, so I feel like in my
I remember what it was.
Tell me.
Your inner work is also your outer work.
Love that.
Yes, that's what it was.
Inner work is also your outer work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, okay, people will be like, how are you doing all this? Like, I manifested my home. This home to a T is everything that I wanted. We built out the studio, the community. I'm getting married soon to like the man, sassy little man, but I love him to death. So pretty excited. So this life, like, wow, how did you get that? How did you get that? And I feel like this, out of everything, is spend time with yourself, right? Like, spend time with yourself where there is like to listen, to ask, be like, yo, how do I feel today? What do I like? What do I not like? I don't think a lot of people give themselves enough time. You know, I was talking to Kevin, and there's a lot of people that are starting to show up where they're like, I'm really busy. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And I'm like, I don't fuck with it. I don't know. Like to me, if you are so busy that you can't do the things that you want to be doing, you ain't in the wrong, like you're in the wrong lane, right?
Work-life balance.
Yeah. And it, you know, exactly. Work-life balance. It's like, you know, how, I guess it's like comes to the point, like, how badly do you want it? Like, how badly do you want to take yourself and your life to the next level? Because you come, you know, I think with business, everyone's like, why do you want inner work so much with business? Because when you build a business, you are constantly being bumped up against everything that is keeping you stuck, stagnant, and in survival mode. I want to go launch a course that's at $25,000. Nope, can't do that because D. Oh, I want to go chapter this out to 6 different cities. Nope, can't do this because D. Right? We're like constantly being bumped up into like our limiting beliefs, our operating systems that don't really serve us. So it's like, if you're out to create a business, you have to be able to put yourself in an environment that it's like, I can see my weaknesses, I can see my flaws, and not have judgment about it. Like, I fail all the time and I don't have a thing about it. Where some people are so scared of failure that it, like, what's that, paralysis analysis? No, that's not the right one. Paralyzes, freezes them. I don't know. There you go.
Yes.
Right? So it
paralyzes them, yeah.
So it's, you know, how do you overcome that? How do you overcome the things that you know are keeping you in an environment, in a life that doesn't work? Spend time. Listen to your own self.
Yeah. I always tell people that are going into business who, like, you know, back home, people who, I remember when I left college to go be a photographer, like live my dream and go to art school, and there's so many people back home that also wanted to be photographers, and they see me and how did you do what you did? How do you get the clients you did? But the biggest step that I think is holding so many people back is the fear of failure and rejection. But in reality, you're always going to have rejection. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to like your work.
Yeah.
So if you like stick to like you're going to find your people.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing with that is like, you know, given the work that I do with clients, is like that right there, I'd be like, okay, you're so scared of rejection, right? So you won't go do the thing that you really want to do. So then in turn, you just fucking rejected your own self.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh, that's such a good way to put it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, listen, you know, and I attract a very certain kind of person in my soul sessions, right? Because there are some people are very attached to their pain, which is okay. It's like, I am very lighthearted about life, to be quite honest, right? So people come to soul sessions, they're moving through some heavy stuff. Cool, I got that, I see that. But also, I'm standing in the world, you don't want me to be attached to your pain and suffering. You want me to be standing in possibility, be like, hey, you really want to stay there where you're at, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, fear of rejection, fear of failure. It's like, we're scared that it's other people that are going to do those things to us, but most of the time it's us doing it to us, right? I don't want anyone to judge me. You judge your own damn self. What the hell? Like, if we opened up your brain, you probably got thought after thought after thought that is toxic as hell, that is not empowering, that does not make you feel good. So it's like, okay, inner work time. Why am I like this? Why do I think like this? You weren't born like that. So at what point did you pick that up and then make it your truth, right?
Yeah.
Inner work is that opportunity. It's hard, of course, absolutely. But it's like, it's either going to stay in your body, in your nervous system, whatever has happened to you, or you be your own healer, pull that shit out, and plant the things that you choose to plant into them. Because that's really survival mode. It's like you just didn't have a choice how you ended up being until you had a choice, and then you create who you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, you took a breath on that.
And it's not easy either it's also not easy either to like do inner work and, you know, be like who you really want to. It definitely takes work to even do that.
Absolutely. I love this example. I hope Kevin's okay with it. We go on public out here. He doesn't mind. Okay, so a little example, right? So I practice, you know, my own inner work, definitely equate like me. I used to know all this shit, but like the last year and a half is about me implementing. So now I actually do what I talk about, which I used to not do, right?
Right.
So anyways, here we go. So I have a lot of trauma around relationships, right? I've been in toxic relationships pretty much my entire life. And it's like, you know, I kind of come to a point where a lot of it was me also, 50-50. They were toxic, I was toxic, we're all toxic in our own stuff, right? A lot of that is still in my body. So I've been with Kevin we're about to be 2 years. We're getting married in July. This man loves me. I'm so safe. Oh my God, just beautiful, right? So he goes out to a birthday party and he was going to a bunch of bars, right? So a lot of my trauma comes from certain instances of such about people going out, getting drunk, things happening, and my nervous system literally, like, me and Kevin planned for it. He's like, yo, you're gonna get triggered, aren't you? And I was like, absolutely. Like, and we prepped for it. It was totally fine, right? So he ends up going out and I'm in the studio and I cried for almost like, it was probably almost like 3 hours. Like, I'm talking sobbing, crying, grief, sorrow, anger, resentment, like the whole fucking 9 yards, because my man went out to a birthday party at a bar, right? So on one hand, I was having this experience of all the trauma, all the pain, all the suffering, the betrayal, all of these things that had happened to me in the past that had nothing to do with him, right? And I was experiencing it, but also at the same time, I was being with myself there. So I'm crying, I'm feeling all the feelings, but I'm saying things to myself like, it's okay, girl, like, cry it out because it doesn't matter. It's in your body. Get it out. This is an opportunity to like cry it all out.
Yeah.
And it's like that hardness. Most people don't want to sit in here for 2 hours grieving and crying and purging out their pain because they think that's the hard part, right? So it's like most of us stop before we can really lean in. You know, I'm getting stronger. I used to avoid pain at all fucking cost. So I would stay in relationships that were not honoring me. I would be certain ways that were not honoring me because I didn't want to go through the discomfort of like, well, what happens if I stand in my power, right? And now I get to cry this shit out from past stuff, but I get to stand in my power. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel these feelings. We're still safe. We're still in a healthy relationship. Nothing bad is gonna happen, you know?
I love crying.
I love crying too.
I cry all the time. Honestly, now people are like, how are you so happy all the time? I'm like, it's because I cry all the time.
Absolutely. Oh my God, that's like probably the biggest thing that I teach my kid. Cry it out, girl. Cry it out. Cry it out. Cry it out. Cry it out. Do not hold that in your body, right? It's like people's examples, right? Like, I had a client that came in and she's like, I don't want to cry. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't you want to cry? And then we ended up going through this whole thing. She didn't want to cry because her mom told her around like 8 or 9 that crying was a sign of weakness. So since then, she's never cried, you know, like shit like that. And I'm like, okay, but who, like, you as a grown-ass woman now, like, so you're still punishing your mom even though you're punishing yourself because you don't want to cry. Like, that seems odd, right? So when we start to come into those conversations where you're like, oh yeah, I don't cry because I'm pushing it down because something that happened years ago, right, that you had no control over. It's like we start to take our power back, right? And you're like, oh yeah, it is good to cry. So it really depends on, I guess, like your environment. I think this shit's common knowledge, right? And then other people are like, what
I
are you
think it's
talking
just
about?
like such like a release.
Mm.
Like you have all of like this like heaviness and it just, you know, lets it all flow out.
Absolutely.
And then it's gone.
And
Well, it's not gone.
yeah, it's definitely
But the weight.
layers,
Yeah.
layers, layers. And the healing journey is never fully done, which it shouldn't ever be. You know, I think I went through last year was really rough for me coming into this year. Because to be honest, like I really did think that if I did enough inner work, like life would turn out, right? Like I really did think that. And I feel like so stupid saying that. But like I really did believe, you know, if I just healed enough, if I fixed my daddy issues and mommy issues and all these fucking issues I got, then someday life will be great and everything's fine. And it just is actually not that case. And I had to go through that grieving period. Like, what do you mean? Like, we still got more pain coming? And it's one of these spaces where when you take on that inner work, it's just giving you real protection, real power. You know, I'm in a space, I have a lot, oh my God, so much. I feel like I'm just getting started in my growth and mastery. But I am at a space where, you know, like when I tap into my ultimate truth, I talk about this a lot in my soul center. My ultimate truth is I am safe, I'm guided, and I'm divinely provided for. So even in this scenario, that if my child died, if something happened to Kevin, anybody in my most important circle, that ultimate truth will still remain true, right? Because I've created a protection inside of myself, regardless of outside circumstances, people, situations. I am never going to give my power away in that aspect where life is happening to me. No, like, who am I going to be about life happening? Because life is just going to happen. I have the choice on who I'm going to be about it. And I think inner work is like that access point. You kind of like waking up, ooh, what patterns did you pick up that you don't really want? What kind of life do you really want? How do you get there? Like, I think people have access to a lot more resources when they're willing to look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And it takes something.
Yeah, and just being open and patient with yourself too.
Yeah, patience for sure. I thought I was gonna be a millionaire already on Forbes, 30 under by 30.
I feel like every 30-year-old thinks that though.
For sure.
Like that is like the ultimate success. But in reality, this is how I see it. Okay. So if you think about like people who are famous on TikTok and then all of these, like Gen Z creators are like, well, this person did it, I can do it. Like, yeah, you can, but like think about it. Think of how many people have TikTok. Millions have TikTok. It's one of the highest platforms right now. And then think about all the people you see continuously on your For You page that are TikTok famous.
For sure.
Maybe you can name like 10 out of millions. So that's another, you can't let big like Forbes or
well actually it's so funny. I that was a big goal of like a life goal was I have to be on Forbes by the time I'm 30. Okay, so last year because of some of the stuff that I was doing, we realized how you actually get onto Forbes is you pay money. Right. So actually, a lot of these. So I'm like, oh, it's not because people are getting picked out for like entrepreneur. I mean, sometimes this happens. Absolutely. But it was like I was going to have to submit a form, pay money to get featured on Forbes for the whole thing when it was like I was literally like, I got to make big things happen so I can they were never going to find me anyway. I was going to have, So
yeah, it's just never as realistic as like we want it to be, or just the whole like process of it. A lot of people don't think about, and that's a part that like holds people back too.
Yeah.
So just keep like doing you, and like maybe you'll get on Forbes someday, and if not, you'll get on something even better than Forbes.
Yeah, and Kevin kind of supported me with this, but he always asked me by what measure. So anytime I'm tripping out about something, what's the measure? Whose measure is that? Oh, you're and now I don't really give a shit about Forbes, but it's like oh my God, I'm a failure because I didn't say, I didn't complete this goal that I had since, the last 10 years. Like, he'd be like, okay, but what measure are you a failure then? Because you said that, someone else said that. And it's like, I think that's a very simple question in any area of your life. Is like, by what measure? I feel rejected. I feel in lack. I feel in survival. By what measure? So your measure is somebody else's.
Yeah.
Dude, this was fun. I like this.
Good. Me too.
Coffee breaks.
Are there any events you want to talk about that are coming up for Ventura Women Business?
We have a shit ton of events, probably too many for me to go. So you can go over to vc.businesswomen. We're pretty easy to find on the Facebook group. So if you're a local businesswoman, someone that's in business, you work for a business, you might start a business, come check us out. Definitely committed to like merging that inner work and the business growth. And we have a full, rise in the group. Also, the women in that community is just like a kind of like me, but in their own magic tenfold. There's so many people to experience magic with. So, and for me, you find me on a Sacred Soul Guide. Let's connect, heal, grow, do all the things that people like to do. I don't know. Hit me up.
Yeah, I'll put all your socials in. Does anyone have any questions in the comments?
I see a bunch of people from our community, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Miss Kenzie, I don't know if Kenzie's watching anymore. Hi, everyone.
The next coffee, I almost said coffee break with creatives. Coffee and Connect. Who's going to be at the Coffee and Connect?
So the Coffee and Connection, that's for the Ventura County Business Women Ecosystem membership. That's May 9th. We do have, I think we have 4 spots left. So if you join the membership this month, you'll have enough time to make it for the May 9th event. You can check the links in any of our bios, whether it's from my account or Ventura County Business Women, we'll say ecosystem membership info. Technically it's closed, but you can join the wait list. We'll allow a couple people in, which is those 4 spots. Membership's $15 a month. We're gonna May is when it goes to $20 a month. So once you it's kind of, we built it out from crypto, so it's an interesting format we have. We have people in the membership that joined and they're paying $5 a month. So right now the current market price is $15 to join. We will once you join at 15, we never price increase. You can cancel anytime. Next month the market price will be $20. I think July it goes up to $25. So better to join now than later.
Yeah, definitely. And who's speaking at the next?
Oh, who's speaking? Sorry, Tawney Davis. She's doing a segment on digital wellness.
Oh,
and I might switch up the format. That's what I got to do after is check it out. So the last 2 we did an intimate table kind of introductions, and I think we have 45 people are confirmed. So we might switch the format and do a speed networking. I'm gonna try to finesse it, so that should be fun and exciting.
Oh, very cool. She's gonna be on my Coffee Break with Creatives in a couple weeks.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so she's speaking.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for having me. I love you. I love being with you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And
have hang up.
I guess, yeah.
Hey,
we'll just hang up.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.